Welcome to Jazz Time. Jazz Time is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watches for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to buy it at the lowest price anywhere online, click the link in the description below to buy it at jazztime.com. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore Pride of Germany 44mm black ceramic, reference 26415CE.OO.A002CA.01. I'm going to talk to you about the bezel, dial, case, bracelet movements, try it on, and give you my thoughts. Boom, let's start. This is the Royal Oak Offshore. The Audemars Offshore line is one of the most iconic lines, probably right after their Royal Oak. The Royal Oak started in 1972. It is the thinner, more dressy line of AP, and it was created by Gerald Genta, as I mentioned, in 1972. Then around 1990, the Offshore came out. It was the bigger, stronger, more updated version of the iconic Royal Oak. The Offshore has now several different variations. They make it in size for ladies specifically 33, 34, and 37. For men, they make it in 38, not for 37 for women, and for men, anyways, they make it in size 42 and 44, and actually now they make it in a size 43, so that would make 42, 43, and 44. And 44 would be the largest of the men's size that they make. They make a few other complications. I believe there are bigger and better than that, so let's just stick with the basic ones. Most of them, 99% of them, most of them are going to be the size 42 with no complications, just date and time only, or 43 and 44. This is the 44 version. Now, this version is in the basic shape and design and has been around, I want to say, from approximately 2014 to 2021. Then in 2021, they changed it to the 43mm. They slimmed it down just a little bit, put a little bit of reconfiguration and a few things. Other than that, if you like the larger one, well, you'll have to get this one, this version. Of course, we have all of those other 44mm offshores on jazztime.com, but let's talk about this one in particular since this video is the review of this watch. This watch is 44mm, and so let's start with that 44mm case. Now, that 44mm is from my index finger to my thumb, the 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock position. The entire case is made of ceramic, black ceramic. Now, the benefit of having it made of that black ceramic is that it doesn't scratch, it doesn't crack. Let's start that again, sorry. It does not scratch. It is impervious to UV rays, and it will look the same color pretty much past its lifetime and probably past your lifetime. The downside, though, is if you hit it hard enough, since it is not malleable like metal. I don't think you could call it metal. It's not a malleable substance. It will not bend. It's not going to bend. If you hit it hard enough, it's going to crack and break and shatter. But again, you do have to hit it really hard to do that, so that is the benefit of that. A benefit and a drawback. Of course, everything has a benefit and a drawback. That's what it is, and that's what it is for ceramic. Now, the good thing is, as I mentioned, it's going to look like this forever. Now, if you have a watch, you probably know that over time it's going to look scratched. It's going to look worn, not as beautiful or showroom ready as it once did when you got it. The benefit of having it in ceramic is that it will always look just like that. Alright, now let's talk about the finishing of the case this little bit. Now, the case, as I said, is 44mm now, but if I turn it on its side, you can see its profile, and it is not that thick. It is about 14.5mm, which is not too thick. If you compare it to a Rolex Sky Dweller, which is a similar size, it's about this. It's actually, they're both 14mm. It's the same thickness. It's really not that thick at all. It's not too small. It's certainly not that thick, though. It's not overly thick. 44mm, while it is a big watch, well, that's just kind of the style of AP. AP likes to do big watches, and they're a lot of bigger guys, and they like to wear bigger watches, so that makes sense. As I said, it is all ceramic. Now, what are some of the nice things that I could say about this being ceramic? Okay, now let's look at the edge. What they did is the beautifully done beveled edge between the side of the case and the top of the case, which is this beautiful high polished bevel edge. Then when you look at the top of it, it sort of has this satin finish going up and down the face of it. Then on the side again, it has another finish. I believe the finish on AP is impeccable. They do some of the, if not the best finishes in the business. Maybe the only one that could compete is maybe Patek Philippe, which they also have a great one too. In any case, that is the case. So now let's talk about this bezel, the iconic octagonal bezel design that was derived from the Royal Oak, which was designed by Gerald Genta. It looks more or less like the Royal Oak bezel, but it's become more, I would say, updated and more masculine in the offshore version of it. The bezel, the good thing about this bezel is it is also made of ceramic, black ceramic, so it will not scratch as well. That's actually the part of the watch that is going to scratch the most. As you can imagine, it's the one in the front of the watch. It scratches a lot. If it's gold, you can eventually see these hairlines when you rub your cuff against it, and I know I've seen it so many times. But on the ceramic, you don't get any of that. It's just going to stay like this all of the time. That's the beauty of this. Actually, I should also point out the bezel, if you look at the side of the bezel, it's also high polished, and if you look at the top, it's satin finish. And they did the bezel just like they would have a metal bezel, except they made it out of ceramic. I believe it's very difficult to work with ceramic like this, if I'm not mistaken. To get a finish to polish the look of ceramic and to look as it looks, well, it's the end result is what you see here. And I forgot to mention, the Pride of Germany watch that we see right here is one of 300. AP is not making any more of Pride of Germany's. They have only made 300 of it, and that is it. They stopped production. If you like this configuration, this look, they make other configurations like this, a lot of the all black, but it doesn't have this beautiful configuration with these gold accents everywhere and this gray dial. They only made 300 of them, and that is it. The other configurations, yes, but not this configuration. And that's another reason why it's so amazing. Okay, and that is the bezel. Let's move on to the dial. The dial is the Mega Tapisserie dial. Now, AP is making the tapisserie dials. I forgot why they call them the tapisserie dials. They on their Royal Oaks, but on the offshores, they call it the Mega Tapisserie dial. Mega meaning, big. Actually, it kind of looks like a big waffle on the front, and that's the basic design of it. The name for the Royal Oak tapisserie dial, I kind of forgot, but I guess this one is the Mega, and the other one, I guess, would be the Mini or something. In any case, it's a tapisserie dial, same as on the Royal Oak, but, well, just not as big on the Royal Oak, I guess. These ones are much bigger tapisserie dials, and they have this waffle shape on it. To me, it looks beautiful. But why? It gives the watch texture and some depth. It looks like it just has, instead of, the flat dial, it actually has some texture to it, and I really like that. But now what else makes this watch so special? Well, first of all, the material, as I said, it is a ceramic offshore. But what they did in this situation is they put all the accents, the hour markers, the hands, they put them in gold, and they match the gold with the plots that are holding the rubber strap down in the case to the bracelet. So that is some cohesion. They also put it on the crown. There's gold on the crown, the hands, the hour markers, and the plots that are holding the strap to the case. You just have these little accents of gold that are tying everything together, and it makes the watch look fantastic in my opinion. It has this beautiful gray dial, and no other one is going to have this. Oh, except, okay, the 300 are going to look exactly like this, but only 300. It is very unlikely that you're going to see anybody else have this same exact one. Of course, as you see these sub-dials, they're also going to do a little bit of special work here. They made all 300 in gold, and they did a little bit of design stuff to it, and it does not look like the other offshores. Anyway, so that is the dial. Now let's go ahead and talk about the strap. Well, there's not much to talk about the strap other than it is a rubber strap. This one has a tang buckle. I'm not sure if that's a really big talking point. Okay, the strap is what it is, rubber strap, just like all of the other offshores. Okay, now the movement, let's turn it over. The movement is a caliber 3126 movement. It's a movement that has been used for AP for a very long time. I want to say 15 years or something like that. It's tried, it is tested, it works fantastic. There's no issue with it. AP has, however, made newer movements in their 43mm watches, which replaced this watch. Those ones are using a newer movement, I believe caliber 4400, something like that. Anyways, this one is still a beautiful movement. You can still see it through here, and it is fantastic. What else can I say about it? It has 425 parts, a power reserve of 50 hours. It's a very good movement. It's what you would expect from an Audemars Piguet. All right, now let's just go ahead and try it on my wrist. I am 200 pounds, 6 feet tall, and my wrist is 7.5 inches. Now for me, this watch is just fine. As I was mentioning, if you kind of have a bigger wrist, now I would suggest this thing for people who have a wrist size of 7 inches or larger. Now if you have a wrist size smaller than 7 inches, I would suggest trying a 42 or a 43 Offshore, not the 44. If you have a wrist size of 7 inches or larger, which equates to roughly 160 pounds or larger for a man, then I would definitely suggest you wear the 44 without issue, because as you can see on me, it just looks fine. It does not look too big, it does not look too small, it looks like it fits just right on my wrist, which is how AP intended it to be. For that reason, I have to say it is a fantastic watch. I like that it's in ceramic. I love that it's an offshore. It's limited. It's got these gold accents. It has this very luxurious look to it, but yet somewhat of a very sporty look to it because of the black ceramic. And it's limited edition. It is a very beautiful piece. And yeah, they call it the Pride of Germany because it has, I guess, kind of some relation to the colors of Germany or something. To be honest, I don't really know entirely what it has to do with the Pride of Germany, but it does. I want to say it's because of the colors. At any rate, it is a limited edition. There's only 300 of it, and it looks very cool. But hey, if you like it and you want to buy it, click on the link in the description below and buy it at jazztime.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.